This week, we discuss Kid and Play's film debut house party and wonder who among us would have been invited to the party. Probably not me. I'm Chad.
And I'm Matt.
And this is episode 24 of our podcast. We used to talk about this at work. All right, Matt, are you ready to actually just talk about one movie this week, man?
Yes, I am. It was a chore watching those movies, but it was a good conversation we had about the movies.
It really was. So this week we are back and we have another person that we used to work with. We would like to welcome Shatia onto the show.
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo.
All right. She comes with her own cheering squad.
Right. Hi, Chad. Hi, Matt.
Hey, lady. How you doing? What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm doing. How are you guys?
Well, we're going, man. We're going. 24 weeks in, right? You know?
Where are you going?
We're going to the moon, all right?
The Super Bowl?
Sure. We're going to Disney World. So Shatia is somebody that we used to work with. She is from one of the many people that I trained. And actually, fun story. This isn't a story. This is a statement. Shatia is literally the very first person I ever sat down with when I was hired to be a trainer. And it was an experience because we had to learn each other. And as so many people that have been on this show previously have said, I am quite the acquired taste.
Boy.
Do you have a story you want to tell?
Oh, let me tell you something, Chad. When you first, I didn't even know that I was the first person that you ever sat with. So that was news to me. But let me tell you something, Chad, I thought I was going to have to curse you out. I thought I was going to have to go full on Chi-Town mode for you. Because I'm like, this dude here, I don't know who he think he talking to. But I am not the one. But I had to hold that in because I'm at work. I'm in training. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no drama. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep it real cool. Okay, Chad, whatever you say. This dude comes to the desk and he just says stuff and you be like, am I stupid or what? You know, I'm confused. Maybe I'm missing something. Chad, he wants you to answer the question. If you ask him a question, you need to answer it.
Yeah, that's how you learn.
That's not how everybody learns, sir.
No.
That's how you want us to learn.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to have to bust your head.
But, okay, I was being difficult, but look at where you at now. You on a podcast at 8 p.m. on a Saturday, all right? That's Saturday. Where you at.
This dude got me on a podcast at 8 on a Saturday. Like I ain't got no life. Really?
I mean, you here, so obviously you don't.
Oh, apparently I don't. So I'm here and I will be at work tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you was doing 7 days a week. I didn't know it was like that out in these streets.
Oh, it's like that out in these streets, Chad. We didn't come a long way over at that place.
That place we all worked at. Yeah. So during the pre-show, you were like, "Why are we recording at this time?" And all I have to say is blame Matt.
Matt, is that a time thing? I was guessing that it might be a time thing, a time zone thing with you, but
yeah, because it's a 10 a.m. Sunday for me. So that's the only way we could do it is if we do. It has to be on the weekend for me, and this is the best time we figure we can get it working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when Matt comes back to America, we'll have a little bit more flexibility.
Are you planning on coming back to America? Coming to America.
They're going to be forcing me to come back. So I can't stay out here forever. So I get 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well.
So 2024,
I'm sure your 5 years is almost up.
I mean,
it's only been 2, so I got 3 more left.
Okay. It seemed like forever.
It does. It does.
Yeah, the time zone thing can be a little annoying. Like, what's that? 2 weeks ago, we had the British guy. So I'm over here recording at midnight, and the dude's recording at 6 a.m. and Matt's just chilling at 2 p.m. It was ridiculous.
Right. Like I ain't got nothing to do at 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
Right. All your Sunday plans.
Yeah, 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
But think about it like this: we got to work these schedules so we can get it out for the listeners. And just so you know, I got Chad pull up the list. We popping in Ireland, which is weird. Ireland has the most listeners that we have from after US and Japan. They're the most listeners that we have. So for some reason, in Ireland, Spain, and the Philippines, they like us.
Well, we know why we're doing well in the Philippines, though.
All because of
Melissa.
Yeah, all because of either Melissa promoting like that.
You don't follow her on Instagram? Yeah, she does.
Well, now he knows.
Yeah, let me get her handle and I'll start following her.
I'll send it to you. So what's been going on with you, Shatia? How are you feeling? What do you want to talk about? You have a platform. Let's go.
Actually, lately I've been feeling really good. You know, with your help, of course, I applied before your help, but I applied to some different jobs, 5 different ones. I've got some referrals, which I was excited about because I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm getting referred, because before I was like, what is happening? I know I'm qualified. Why isn't anybody referring me to these places? But I got quite a bit. I've been getting some in. I got like a few in the VA. I got one from Chicago. I got one from Atlanta. And then I just got an email from immigration services for that, and they want me to interview next week. So I mean, I'm trying to get something popping here.
Do you want your current employer to know that you are looking for other jobs?
They already know. They've already contacted them. My supervisor's aware.
All right, I was just asking since, you know.
How your supervisor been? I haven't talked to her in 2 years.
All right. Oh, she's good, you know. That used to be like, oh God, I don't know how this is gonna work. Why is she always asking where I am?
It was
but she doesn't ask where nobody else is. So that's crazy. But maybe it's because you sat right there. So
I think that's what it is, because I was always right there. So she always knew if I wasn't at my desk.
Yeah. So I mean, life is. I've actually been enjoying this. I hate to say enjoying the pandemic moment.
That's
because
not really appropriate to say.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. I'll only say that not because, you know, there's a lot of lives that's been lost, and that's the bad part about it. And it has affected everybody in a way that is detrimental. But for me, just the whole work environment thing, like being able to go in on some days and being able to stay at home some days, that has been amazing. And not having all these people in the building, that has been amazing. Like, whew, let me tell you, to not have to hear all these folks every single day has blessed my heart. It has blessed my heart. I'm telling you, I love it. I go into work. We only have to work 6 hours currently. So I get off at 12. And we get, like, it's amazing. And then I come home, I go to the gym, I do whatever. And then on days where I'm working at home, I'm actually doing 8 hours. I get that flexibility where, you know, it's still between 6 and 9, which, you know, I can roll up out of the bed at 7, go log onto the computer and do what I gotta do. It's been great.
That's fair.
I like, a lot of people have complained about stuff, but I just don't have any complaints. I thank God that I haven't been affected, or my family hasn't been affected by any deaths during this time. Although I did have COVID myself, and let me tell you,
Well, you
it's
had
something else.
COVID?
I did. I got it in January, actually.
Interesting. Did
Yes.
did we know this? Did you make a post or something?
No.
Okay.
No. Nobody knew that. Just the people that I, was around and close to. So that's about it. I mean, but it wasn't for me. I still can't complain, because guess what? I'm still living. I'm still breathing. I didn't have to go to the hospital. I didn't have to get on any tubes or anything. So I'm good. It did take up. It was worse for me than it was for my husband, who he only had like a couple symptoms, a couple days, and he was good, but he still had to stay in the house because we had it at the same time.
Right.
That's the good part about it, is that we didn't get it separately. We got it at the same time, so we quarantined the same amount of days and stayed in the house together. So, but mine was worse because I literally, for about 2 weeks, could not get out of the bed.
Wow.
The only time I got out of the bed was to use the bathroom or take a shower. And I had to take a shower too, because I had a fever that I could not break. And that was probably the worst part of it, because I had chills. I'm like, oh, how do I get rid of it? I'm taking Theraflu, I'm taking this, I'm taking that, and nothing seemed to work. And probably the last day is when I got into the tub the night before, and I just sat there in cold water, and then it kind of broke then, and then I started to feel better. But that was kind of after the 10 to 14 days of being in the house anyway. So, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Like going up and down the stairs was a hassle.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot better.
Bouncing around and was able to come on and tell your story. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, but I have been vaccinated since, so. And I didn't have any issues with the vaccination. I got the Pfizer.
Didn't want you to be out here one of those people who's like, fuck the vaccine, you get COVID. Everybody need to know you need to take that vaccine, all right? Because it can happen to you.
Absolutely. It can happen to you, and you don't want it. I promise you, you do not want it. I've had the flu before, and that was the worst I've ever felt. But once I got COVID, that was a whole different level of the flu. Whole different. So yeah, I encourage people to do what they have to do.
I hear you. So Matt, what's been going on with you, good sir?
Man, oh man. So speaking of like teleworking, like this whole years, I will always consider it essential. I never had to telework or anything, but my son was a close contact of somebody else, so he had to get tested and everything. So he got tested negative, but since he's not vaccinated, he had to stay home for 2 weeks, which means I had to stay home for 2 weeks. In teleworking, okay, so if I was just a regular employee, I'd be like, yeah, teleworking is easy. But like now, since I'm part of management now, I can send the email out, but people be saying like they didn't read it, or they read it, they don't address it another time.
Of course.
If I was physically there, I just go to these people face to face and be like, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and it's done.
Like, I absolutely hate those people that are like, oh yeah, yeah, I hate it, because it's like, I'm asking you to do something and you like, oh, well, since you aren't in the same space as me, it's not a priority. But if I'm asking you to do this, it clearly is a priority.
Exactly.
Right. I send the email at like 9, and these motherfuckers won't respond back to like 2:30. And I'm like, what was you doing all day?
As if you didn't check that. You saw that email.
Right.
They read it. They read it, and it's like, mad on some bullshit.
I put on there the read email, so it lets me know if you read the email or not.
You that person?
I have to be, because these motherfuckers act like they didn't hear some shit.
I want to know if you read this shit. it.
Right.
And I know you did. So why did you not respond when you read it?
Right. So like once I got back, I'm like, cool. So now when I go tell these people, I'm like, I was telling Chad this is like before when I was just a regular worker, I'd be like, hey, can you do this for me? Like generally asking, can you do this for me? Now since I'm a supervisor, I'm like, can you do this for me? But I'm really just being nice. I'm really telling you to do this now, but I'm still saying the same words.
Exactly.
So,
Just different tone.
Right.
I thought you were gonna say now when you are like, can you do this for me? They're like, no, why would I do that for you now?
I wish a motherfucker
Like,
would. Don't let the jokes fool you. All right, we can laugh and joke, but don't worry, I can still switch it in with it. I ain't afraid to write a motherfucker up.
Exactly. Do what you gotta do. It's
Right.
I mean, shit is just so simple. Like, come on, either do it. Like, there's no reason for you not to do it. If it's simple, do it and move along about your day. It's
Right.
not that hard. Nobody should have to pester you to do no shit you already know you got to do.
And another thing is I've learned, like, since being a supervisor, it's just like I don't deal with the day-to-day duties of people. It's more like the overall view. And it's just like so many fucking meetings you got to go to, all this stuff. You got to not micromanage. There's always stuff you got to intervene on. And then now you see people fucking up. And then now you got to correct that. It's all not mental or not physically exhausting. It's more mentally exhausting because I'm like, now I got to write an email to this person because one of my people did this and blah, blah, blah. It's just.
So this is a different position than what you initially went for, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, let me say congratulations then, because I know I haven't talked to you about that or since then.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I'm on that. I'm trying to be like Chad, because I tell Chad that even though I'm older, I look up to him with his work stuff. So every year or so, I ask Chad, what is your grade level? So I know I got to stay either one or under, make sure we on the same path. So I got a nice little pay increase or pay scale increase. So as soon as I did it, I was like, Chad, what is your grade, kid? Make sure I'm staying up there.
Where do I have to get to next year? Let's see.
I mean, yes, go for it, Matt. You climb that ladder with me. Like you be as unhappy as I am.
Hey man, I might be unhappy at work, but my bank account won't be unhappy.
There you go. There you go.
Well, that's where we differ.
But you don't want to be unhappy at work, do you? Come on now. Nobody wants to be unhappy at work.
Right. And the people I work with now, I enjoy working with them.
There you go. I think you probably enjoy it enough.
Right. Enough to get these 8 hours are done.
There you go. That's all it takes. Now, if you just in there miserable, then something ain't right.
Right. Then it's time to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time to come back to America.
You know.
Right.
Yes, that's what it is.
But also through my teleworking time, I was able to catch up on some Netflix shows that I've been meaning to do. So my Netflix recommendation of the week is a TV series called Clickbait. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen the trailer.
Heard of it, but I haven't actually watched it.
It's only 8 episodes, and I can't give you no specific details because one detail is going to lead to a spoiler. So I try to break it down to where there is a person who is.
There's a person.
It's a great
kidnapped.
show.
A person is kidnapped. That's in the trailer.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So a person is kidnapped.
That's what the whole fucking show's about. How's that a secret?
A kidnapping.
Because there's more to things happen, so it may or may not be a kidnapping.
What'd you say, Shatia?
I was gonna say he probably doesn't want to let it out for the other listeners, but I'm like, I don't give a damn one way or other. You can spoil it, do whatever you want to do with it.
All right, Chad. If you could edit this out later, I could tell her. Are you plan on watching it?
No, but like watch the trailer at least before you recommend these shows. That way you know what they're putting out there.
Well, I've already seen the series. Why do I need to watch the trailer?
Because you're like, I don't want to say it's about a kidnapping, but like that's how they're advertising the show.
Oh, well, nah. All right, if you're not gonna watch it, I tell you. Basically, they lead you down this road to where like, every episode they make you think somebody else did this, somebody else did this. So basically, it looks like the person that was kidnapped, the husband, was on Tinder and stuff, making fake profiles and stuff to get with these girls and everything. Then it turned out that like maybe it was his best friend who did it because he had access to his stuff. But at the end of the story, it was just this old lady who worked at his job, who had access to his computer and stuff, his password. And she was making fake accounts because she wasn't feel loved by her husband. So she made a fake account with this dude's face on there, was catfishing all these women. And the reason why he got kidnapped is one of the women, the old lady was catfishing, said like, she used a fake voice recorder, made her sound like a guy or whatever. They never met up. This is all online stuff. So, and then he was like, then her husband found out what she was doing, making all these fake profiles. And he was like, you got to cut this shit out. So she was all upset. So she ended it with one of the girls. But that girl was like bipolar, had stuff in her mind and everything else like that. And she was like, you can't, you said you love me. I'm going to kill myself. So she ends up killing herself. So then her brother found out that the guy who we thought was a guy that did that to her kidnaps the dude with the hope and the guy gets killed and everything. All of this, but in the end, he didn't do nothing. The husband was a good guy, didn't cheat, didn't do nothing. It was just this old lady catfishing using his profile.
You said that he got killed. The husband was killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not by that person though.
By a different person.
Yeah, it's just like one thing after another. It's it was
hence
a wild
why
ride.
They call it clickbait.
Yeah. I think if they would have called it catfishing, it would have spoiled it. But yeah.
I mean, but also, you know, that kind of really tells what's going on. Like if you call the show catfish, like you just spoiled the whole thing.
Right. So it's a good, nice little episodes. But also some other things right now, Squid Game is pretty good. But I haven't seen the whole series yet.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of memes about it.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about that. You know, I must have to step my TV watching game up or something, because I just be like, okay, I see it, but I don't go watch it.
Right. I feel the same way. Like the last couple of weeks, it's just like the only things I'm watching are things that I have to watch for the show.
I hear you.
I did read a book though, guys.
Uh-oh. Chad getting his read on.
It's called Framed by S.L. McInnes. And so not sure if either of you have read the Game of Thrones books, but each chapter in the Game of Thrones books it follows the perspective of a different character. So in this book, each chapter is a different character. And also like each chapter is like really short. So you really feel like you run it through the book. So basically, I'm gonna do a light spoiler here. The book is called Framed, but the whole framing of another person doesn't come into play until like the last like 5 or 6 chapters before the end of the book. So you're like, where's this framing coming from? But basically, it's about 2 old college friends. It's been like 15 years or so since they graduated college, and you got Cassie and Beth. And Cassie's kind of a wild child, and Beth's like the, button down stick in the mud. And Cassie comes to LA where Beth lives, and she's involved in a drug deal where like almost everybody is murdered, including an undercover cop. And so she's like on the run with the money, but like one of the drug dealer dudes didn't die. So she's trying to hide out, and she reconnects with Beth, and like hijinks ensue. But it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. And the person that you think is framed is not framed at all.
That's normally how it goes.
It's one of those books where it's like, it's some twists and turns. And it's like when the big twist comes out at the end, you need to reread the book to see how this character was actually reacting around other people. If that makes sense. Yeah. It was pretty good. It was a library book. I'd recommend it. So check it out, good people.
No.
And the other
I'm not going to say that I will, but okay.
The other thing I want to talk about is you guys know I love Legos. You guys know, not the audience. But so I bought a new set today and I'm putting this in the chat, but I will put it in the show notes. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, it'll kind of pop up. So this is it's called the Super Mario 64 ? Block.
Okay.
And it's a block and like the top opens up and it's like little levels from Mario. When you put it together, it's like over 2,000 pieces. And it just came out yesterday and I bought it today. And I look forward to putting it together with a couple, with a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. A friend of yours?
Maybe not. She would eat them, but
well, we got to be on guard for that.
All right.
That's what parenting is all about, Chad.
Parenting. It's a never-ending thing.
Of course.
I guess, Chad, we never talked about this, but speaking of Mario, what's your thoughts about the cast of the new Mario movie?
There's a new Mario movie?
Yeah, it's gonna be like animated or whatever.
Yeah. You're right. We haven't talked about this, and I am not pleased about this at all.
Why?
So for the audience, they cast Chris Pratt as Mario, and I just don't think that the voice of Emmett from the Lego movie matches Mario, Italian plumber.
Probably not.
They said, they what do you think about Queen Gambit lady being Princess Peach?
So she can do accents, and so like I feel like she will probably be like a really good voice actress. But I don't know, like some of that other stuff, like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. What?
Seth Rogen.
I don't remember Donkey Kong having a voice.
I mean, he's a gorilla, but like, you want the gorilla to sound like a stoner?
Maybe that's what Donkey Kong is.
maybe we just didn't know that.
Right. Donkey Kong likes to smoke too, you know what I mean? After a hard day out there,
Hey, listen, you find some strange things out when you get older.
Yeah, so that takes us to this week's movie, House Party.
If my pops finds out I got in trouble in school today, I'm definitely gonna be on punishment. There's a party tonight at Peter's house. Can I go?
You're not going nowhere. Every little step you take will be around this bedroom tonight.
Yo, baby, you looking real good.
Step off.
Scandalous. Kick it, Pops.
What you got to say now, punk?
How much more trouble can I get into?
Hey, Eraserhead. Okay, so where we're on our way to? The house party.
So I've been writing like little synopsises of the movie to kind of like really capture the feel of what happens in the movie, because a lot of times people don't watch the movie that listen to the show. But I wrote some stuff down and it just still doesn't feel right, because it's like this movie is about a lot of stuff, but it's also not about a lot of stuff, if that makes sense,
Yeah, I get it.
So like I wrote some shit down. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. So let me see what IMDb says real quick. Kid decides to go to his friend Play's house party, but neither of them can predict what's in store for them on what could be the wildest night of their lives. So all that being said, Shatia, what were your thoughts on House Party?
I actually really like House Party. I haven't been in the scenarios that they've been in. Those were a bit much, but
you don't feel restrained. This is a spoiler section. You don't have to say it, Matt, but this is a spoiler section.
No, this movie came out in 1995. There ain't no spoilers after that.
It came out in 1990, Matt.
I was going to say 1990.
1990? So yeah, these motherfuckers should have seen it already.
Absolutely. Most people probably haven't, but just in case they haven't, it's a good movie to watch. It has like Chad said, it has a lot of things going on in it. and a lot of not things going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got bullying going on in there. You got sexual things going on there. You got friendship, all type of things that we experience throughout life, right? Then you got the cops harassing Black folks, which we've been experiencing that forever. So, I mean, it has all the elements of everything that still happens to this day.
I enjoy this movie. I really like it. And 1990 it came out. To me, 100% it still holds up in 2021. There is some stuff that's wouldn't fly in 2021.
I didn't know if we were going to talk about any of that.
Yeah, they use the
Let us have it
a lot in this movie.
Just so we're clear, the capital F word.
Yeah, not the F-U-C-K F word, the other F word.
Yeah.
So they use that quite a lot in this movie. Also, I think it's funny. It's not just this movie. It's like a lot of movies. You look at these people and they expect us to think they in high school. Like all the bullies look like 35 years old.
I'm telling you.
Maybe that was part of the joke, maybe.
Well, no, like because a lot of the kids in there didn't look like they should be in high school. They all look like adults.
I mean, they were, but you know.
I mean, but yeah.
Right. But then too, you know, that was people actually looked like that back in the day. So
they look like they was 35 when they was in high school.
You know,
yes.
I'm kind of with you on that, Shatia, because like you ever watch a movie like from the 50s or the 60s where it's like they smoke like 3 packs of cigarettes a day and everybody looks so old back then.
Yes.
But they're like, I'm 20.
I'm 20. Like what? Excuse me? Are you kidding me? Yes, that's how they used to look back then. Everybody looked like they were much older than what they are.
Right.
No, I'm saying also I liked how John Witherspoon and his dad, it was like their whole job.
Robin Harris.
Yeah. It was like every time they was on scene, it was like the whole thing was to tell jokes and roast somebody. Every time, even one of them was on there. I mean, they were like going through with the plot, the storyline, but they're always roasting somebody, whoever they're with, that was there, telling jokes of that person.
Yeah. So, their main job was to perform.
Right.
Give us these jokes that you got.
So you said overall you like this movie, right, Matt?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I even get to the party, the dancing.
Yes.
So, and we already know how iconic the Kid and Play dance is. People do it till this day. Yeah. So I love this movie. It was great. Actually, one thing I didn't notice that I'd never watched before, the end credits.
Like
I've never seen that before till now.
Him getting a whooping.
No. After that.
That's something after it?
Come on, Chad. Just like a Marvel movie, stay to the end of the credits.
not for something made in 1990. Like, so I was watching it on Netflix, and the you know, like when something you're watching is about to end, like it shifts into that little box. And so like after the audio went off, like of him getting whipped over the credits, it shifted into that little box. So that's why I thought it was over.
Oh no, like I was.
But there's always something going on when you know, when the credits are going and it's in that little box. There's always some extra stuff going on.
So I was like, all right, let me just keep it on, see what happens. So what happens is the cops come out, they're talking about meeting one of their grandmothers or whatever.
Oh, the cookies or something like that. No, that wasn't after the credits though. I guess that was a mid-credit scene. It was a mid-credit scene.
Okay, so
I thought you when you said after the credits, I thought you meant
after it was over.
Oh, at the finals?
No.
Oh no, I stayed there for that. Oh, okay, no, but I'm that mid-credit part.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
I saw that. I don't remember ever seeing that either, but yeah, I saw that part.
Okay, yeah. But what's your thoughts about it, Chad?
So it was weird to see some actors so young. Like specifically, it was super weird seeing Martin Lawrence play a high school student, and 2 years later he play a whole ass adult on his own TV show. It was cool seeing young Tisha Campbell in the movie, and it was really neat to see that one scene her and Martin had together. I liked how it wasn't just about the house party. Like there was stuff leading up to it. There was stuff a little bit afterwards. And I like how the movie captured the feeling of being at a party. There was going to be some highs, like when they did the rap battle and the dancing stuff. And then there's going to be some lows where it's like it's a little bit boring or it's people a little bit annoying and all that stuff. Like it captured it quite well. I did not like Play at all. He came off like as the biggest asshole. And I was surprised that him.
I think that was the idea.
But then I was like, why are you friends with him, kid? Like all he does is like shit on you at every chance he gets.
I think it's because, we always, a lot of us have those friends. But are they necessarily friends though? I mean, I don't know.
But also he came and bailed them out.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
I think they just had that love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? How they show each other love, but there's always that, that joking part where you're taking a punch at somebody,
right?
Even though that's supposed to be your friend.
Your friend and me.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. They grew up together, so I mean.
And then that last scene that they had together where Play is chastising Kid for wanting to use a condom. Like I get that that's like 1990s mindset, but it's just like just a way of like how that argument ended is an interesting way to end the movie. Like I would think that it wouldn't end so antagonistically between the two leads of the movie. But I did like the bit where Play went to go pick Martin Lawrence up and he had that woman in the car and they loaded all the equipment in the car and they were scratching it up and shit. And then he's like, oh, it's not room, we gotta come back. And then hours later he comes back with a car full of people and I'm like,
car full of women.
Right.
Oh, but I got you one, but neither one of them want him. So I'm
But overall I did like the movie and I like how it's low-key a musical, like in the vein of something from the 50s and 60s, but with Black people. So I personally don't see how someone can say they don't like musicals, but also like this movie. Looking at you, Matt.
Oh, Matt.
And
where do you get a musical from?
Comments.
When they rapping?
Yeah, like they would. Yeah, that's music. Is rap not music to you?
No, I'm saying, but you saying what that happened at one part, 2 parts in it?
It happened a few parts. There was
Jail, the party, and where else?
The very first party at the sorority, not sorority, the Black fraternity party.
With the old people.
People. Like they're like it. Like I'm not saying like it was like full on like every other piece of dialogue was like music, but like the music just like spontaneously came out like something from the 50s or 60s, like an old school musical. Like it's very clear that the writers had inspiration from those old time movies.
Well, no, I disagree with you. I don't consider this a musical, but okay.
Okay.
I like this movie. And I don't like musicals.
it's musical-ish.
They broke out into song in this musical, but okay.
Let's say musical-ish.
Well, then maybe I don't like singing musicals. Maybe I just like rapping musicals.
Rapping musicals. Okay.
So you saying rap isn't music? Huh? Like why are you diminishing rap? Why is rap not music it up. To you?
Huh? No, I said singing.
So you can't sing and rap? So Drake is irrelevant?
Huh? No. Okay, so if Drake was doing a musical where he's rapping and Drake was doing a musical as he's singing, I would like the musical that Drake is rapping in.
Okay.
Shut your shit down.
I'm not sure I would like a musical with Drake singing or rapping.
Right.
but he can do it.
I'm not really sure how that's gonna go off with these people doing musicals.
Drake could do it. Drake's one of the few people these days that could do it.
He probably could, but I'm not sure. I'd have to see that in action.
Also, I want to make I noticed Anthony Johnson was in there.
Who's that?
He played Ezel on Friday, and he just passed away last week.
Oh my
Oh yeah,
gosh.
he sure did. He had the Jerry
it-
curl.
Yeah, he's on the Jerry curl.
Okay.
So I was
Follow
going
the
to say
drip.
rest in peace to
Follow
him.
the
Yeah,
drip.
right.
Rest
But
in
like
peace to him.
yes, I was just like, it's like you said, it's like seeing all these people, these young when they were younger and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. So in the so when Tisha Campbell goes to her friend's house, remember the little boy that was making the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what movie he's from, right?
No, what?
No.
Boys in the Hood.
Did he
Oh,
play?
he was Trey. I mean,
Yeah,
he
the
was
younger,
Trey.
the
Okay.
younger one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
I was like, and I hadn't noticed that before, but I actually watched it tonight, and I was like, oh snap! I didn't even know that was him. So that was interesting. But yeah, like Matt said, it is definitely interesting to see that, you know,
And we
all
can't forget
the
about
younger
Baby
people.
Boy's mama was in there.
AJ, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say it's a really good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah.
It's a really good movie. So I appreciate it.
Like I don't really remember. Like I remember like parts of the third one, but I don't remember anything from the second one. So it would be interesting to revisit the rest. Well, the other two. There's only 3.
Mhm.
There's only 3 House Party movies, just so we're all clear.
Right.
Well,
The
you
third-
like we don't like immature.
They're in 3.
Oh wait, how many? There's
There's
oh, wait, you don't
5.
consider.
There's 5.
he
But
said,
Kid
wait a
and
minute.
Play are only in 3. 3 of them.
The 3 is a bachelor party, right?
3 is the one with Immature.
So the bachelor.
Is that
Yeah,
the bachelor party?
Yeah,
Okay.
the bachelor party. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was 2 about then? Y'all
What
talk
was-
amongst yourselves.
What was?
Oh, the pajama party. 2 was the pajama party. At
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
the one that was at like the warehouse or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit these on the show.
Yeah. I've been to some house parties back in my day, and let me tell you, oh boy, they can exactly what you see on there is exactly how it goes.
You know, that reminded me with the whole John Witherspoon bit, where it was kind of frustrating that, you know, he was calling the police on them, and it's like, you black and you about to call the white police on these young black kids.
But we have that, you know, a lot of
No,
Right.
like I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It's just frustrating. That's all.
it. I mean, it is, but at the same time, come on now. But here's the thing. That I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first house party they've ever had at that house.
That's actually, it's not, because there was a reference to it when Kid was trying to go to the party, and he's like, the last time you went out to a party, you came home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like you already know there's kids next door, and you know what's gonna happen. So either deal with it. You see, like the wife was like, "You're the only one making noise." You know, she done got so used to it. It doesn't even bother her. She like, you're the problem.
Just
You
numb
know,
to it.
Pretty much lay your ass down and go to bed. That's it.
Do y'all remember how much he said he bought his house for?
$15,000.
Right. I was like,
yeah.
damn, I wish I could buy a house like that for $15,000 now.
Yeah, he
Let
said
me
15.
see.
That
So-
stood out to me tonight too. I was like, oh, 15,000.
So
Really?
that was in 1990. So that means he probably bought that house in like the 70s, maybe late 60s.
Right.
Imagine that.
$15,000. I was like, woo.
I'm telling you, man, 15,000. That's nothing.
Now,
Right.
now that house is probably like $500,000.
Exactly. Exactly. And who is really living in that house now? Is it even still up?
Right.
You know, because you know how they come through and try to demolish everything.
It's called gentrification.
It's ridiculous.
So I wrote down the box office of this movie. So it had a $2.5 million budget, and it made $26 million worldwide. So there's, you know, obviously there was at least one sequel. There's 4 sequels, but you know, it did pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Rotten Tomatoes. What do you two think the Rotten Tomato score is on House Party?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So it basically is an average of all of the reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 1 to 100. 1 is like bad, 100 is good. Where do you think it is scored? Out of
It's
all of the
pretty high.
So I'm
I
gonna say
go
this.
with-
I'm gonna say this. Is there are 29 reviews that are captured. So some are actually from 1990. Some are like
more current
in between. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'll say 92%.
You think 92? I'm gonna say about. I'm gonna give it about 80, 85%.
So it scored 93% with 29 reviews. I was really surprised it was that high.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why I'm going for like 80, 85. But yeah, that's pretty high. That's good.
All right. So got a trivia question for you too. All right. So House Party was originally offered to A, Eric B. and Rakim, B, Salt and Pepper, C, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, or D, De La Soul. Who did they originally offer House Party to, like to star in?
Fresh Prince.
No
and Jazzy Jeff.
That's what I want to say. But
you can say that also.
Yeah. I'm gonna say them, but I'm also gonna say A too, but yeah, I'm gonna go with C.
But I wouldn't mind seeing a movie if like a movie with Salt and Pepper back there, the House Party movie. That's all.
Yeah, because I think it'll be.
Were they not different in one of them?
I think the second one maybe. Were they in the second one? I feel like they had a cameo in one of them.
Right. House Party was originally offered to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. This happened because New Line Cinema won a lawsuit against them due to their song A Nightmare on My Street. And one of the conditions were they had to appear in a New Line film. But they did not decide to star in the movie. Not sure which New Line movie they were in because, I wasn't about to do good research. All right, so we're going to run through these 3 little pieces of trivia, and then we're going to get out of here. Some of the cast's real age was much older than who the characters they were playing were. Martin Lawrence was 25, Kid was 26, and Play was 28, but they were all supposed to be high school students. Robin Harris was only 36 years old, 10 years older than Kid, who played his son. Also, Robin Harris, you could tell he liked the drink. Like, you could just see it in his eyes.
Or smoke some good stuff.
The movie was filmed at Play's real life home in California.
Oh, okay.
The shower scene in the first act, as well as the use of a post-credit scene, are references to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of several classic teen movies that inspired House Party's premise. So, Shatia, do you have anything that you would like to plug before we get out of here, miss?
No, I ain't got no plugs.
Okay.
I don't like people. I don't want nobody to follow me. Don't contact me. Don't do any of that. If I don't know you already, 9 times out of 10, I really don't want to know you.
Well, all right, damn. Well, thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Used to Talk About This at Work, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Used to Talk Pod. So I want to thank you so much for coming on, Shatia. It's been 2 years since we spoke. And we really
besides on Facebook and
spoke
media, but spoken,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for coming on, and this was fun.
Thank you, Shatia, for being on. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I was at first I was like, yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, but it was actually pretty fun. I appreciate it. I thank you guys for wanting to have me on the show. It was awesome. It's first podcast, so hey, look at there.
Thank you all for listening. Take everything we talked about and you talk about it at work with your friends.